Hi, just another one on the discussion on grammar. Primary organisation of thoughts. Don't know what that's that one. Grammar, not only the rules developed and applied to the reordering of word/concepts for verbal expression and communication in the form of a sentence, but our first contact with thinking systematically about reality. Put simply, this is the initial self-conscious technique used improperly, that is, discursively and sequentially, organising factual data into a coherent body of knowledge on a particular subject. This includes a broader definition of grammar which targets any and all topics, not only that of language. Grammar usually connotes the rules of language to express thought. This suggests the primacy of language in grammar. It is called special grammar, which properly relates words to other words within a particular language like English, German or Latin. The grammar to be described is intended to establish the primacy of thought, that is, using grammar to initially organise our thoughts. This is called general grammar, which properly relates thought to reality or to that which exists. These are the primary rules of existence as processed by humans. Single words by themselves have no meaning beyond what they Single words by themselves have no meaning beyond what they denote. The word is not a complete thought. Slow, green, above, bird only point out phenomena like actions, attributes, relations, and things. They are not complete thoughts. A sentence, which is a series of words containing a subject and a predicate, is the first representation of a complete thought which has meaning. At times, a thought needs more than a word representing a thing, a substantive, noun or pronoun, and another word stating something about the subject upon which the thought is predicated, a verb, but also a word or words standing for something to complete the thought, something which completes the meaning of the predicate, a complement or an object. Note the spelling of complement, which refers to being completed. It is different from the more commonly used term referring to admiration, spelled compliment. This is the basic structure of conceptual thought: subject, predicate, and complement, or subject, verb, and object. In so-called progressive schools, this is stated as a thing, a substantive, which performs an action or describes a state of being, a verb, upon another thing, which is acted upon, an object, which is also a substantive. Grammar can be used for efficiently organising a number of such similar basic thoughts into a more complex composition for subjection to analysis and or synthesis. These last two concepts will be discussed in the next part on number 3 on logic. The type of sentence which declares something which can be affirmed or denied, is the one which will be discussed. Sentences which ask questions, state commands, or make an exclamation cannot be subject to opinion, i.e., affirmed or denied. Declarative sentences are the only ones which can be called propositions. A series of simple propositions and propositional arguments constitute complete, integrated bodies of knowledge, or they can stand and be judged on their own. Example, definition, sentence. Existence is every substance, action, attribute, and relationship that is, was, or ever will be. Concepts of existence, substance, an individual, a place, or any substantial thing perceived through the 5 senses. Instruments of knowledge. Through the 5 instruments of knowledge, which are the 5 senses. Pronouns and nouns. Action, those things that nouns do, as in motion or states of being, and verbs. Attribute, Property of an entity like colour, dimension, quantity or quality of force, traits of life, sentience, etc. Adjectives, noun modifiers and adverbs, verb modifiers. Relationship, comparisons among existents, usually spatial and or temporal. Prepositions, words which connect other words to show the relationship among the things those words represent. The words or, and, but, etc. are words and concepts to show relationships among thoughts and are used for unit economy in communication, conjunctions. Concepts of consciousness. These are 7 of the 9 essential components in the study of grammar, presented in the logical order, if not the chronological order, in which they were probably developed for expression and communication. The other 2 are articles, a or an and the, placed before a noun to show whether it is general or particular, and exclamatory interjections. Words which can stand alone as a sentence like wow or yeah. All other grammatical structures are details within them. The words as used are not necessarily the identifying parts of speech in the example definitional science sentence, but it is meant to illustrate that the order in grammar refers to items and events in reality, to the universe around us, and not just to some arbitrary rules of mere writing or speech as prescribed by authorities or social conventions, such as was unsuccessfully attempted when the rules of Latin were applied to English. This is why the human mind begins to interact with its environment, its surrounding natural existence, whatever natural means. You know what I mean? Because if this place is, like we think, well, like I think, should I say, not we, there is no we, I represent myself, so like I think, it's designed in some way. How can something that's designed be natural? A car's not natural because it's been made and designed. You know what I mean? In its uniquely conceptual capacity. General grammar, as mentioned initially, can be applied to all subjects and propositions, not just those that deal with language. The data comprising any topic can be ordered by defining what is acting or relating, the subject, pronouns, and modifiers. The names of the actions or relationships themselves, verbs, prepositions, and modifiers, and that which is being acted upon or related to, the object. This primary level organisation is now ready to be understood, scrutinised, or proven by subjection to the rules of logic. In logic, for example, entire phrases or sometimes paragraphs within a proposition need to be identified as subject, predicate, and complement. Technically, this is termed subject and theme, so as to be analysed deductively. See the next bit on logic. Summary. The work of grammar is to identify, gather, and discursively arrange raw factual data of a similar nature into a specific body of knowledge. Alternatively stated, the work of grammar is to convert raw data into coherent information. The effect of grammar is to produce primary or first-order knowledge of a subject. And then we're going to go on to the next bit next time, which is about discussion on logic. Thank you for listening. Have a good day. Thank you. Bye.